Katie has just arrived at college and she's really excited about her art history course. But her family is poor, so she's really going to struggle for money. Or is she? From 2015, this is Sugarbabies. I'm Jay Harangue and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible films.
You should subscribe.
This is Katie and she's the main character.
Hi.
She's just arrived at Montlake University. That's the best school in the Lifetime Cinematic Universe for art history. And this is going to be crucial.
Why?
Because Katie plans to work for her mum's interior design business when she graduates.
I see.
Meanwhile, Tessa and her friend Sasha, who's irrelevant to the plot, are introducing their friend Rochelle to the website Sugarbabies.com, where young, attractive girls can meet rich, older men. Tessa is helping Rochelle make her profile.
Age range for guys?
No older than 35. Fine, 40.
So Tessa enters 60 plus.
Tessa?
Although Tessa's boyfriend Leo is only 40, she knows from experience where the big money is.
I find that a tad disturbing.
So Tessa uploads a photo of Rochelle in her cheerleading outfit, and oh look, she's already got a message from Wealthy Stud 1. Let's have a look at his profile.
Ugh. Yikes.
Wealthy Stud 1 is a music producer whose interests include trains, loud cars, and fridges.
Okay.
He's looking for younger girls or boys who want to form a band. He'll produce the music if he can date you and the other band members.
Ooh, check out this guy. He doesn't look too bad.
I beg to differ.
MidnightOilBoy lists his profession as business. He's looking for hot girls only. If you're not hot, don't send him a message. He also states no brains required. I mean, at least he's honest.
True.
Hang on, who's this?
He's ancient.
What?
Well, that's okay as long as... Wait, do all sugar daddies want sex?
Yes. Before we move on, I should point out that those were not actual Lifetime online pervs. That was me, Rob from Exploitation Reviews, and Lifetime Movie Mockeries. And I've used their images without permission, so go and check their channels out. There's a link in the description. As is a link to my Patreon, where for just $3 a month, you can help me get to the point where I can sign up to Sugarbabies.com.
Ew.
Anyway, Rochelle chooses to meet this guy Sol Williams instead. He's a world-renowned businessman, and Rochelle explains to him that all she wants from him is to learn about business.
So what exactly would I be getting out of this?
Rochelle's like, pretty much nothing, but I only cost $3,000 a month.
And I'm not gonna have sex with you.
Sol likes her attitude, so he agrees to the arrangement.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Katie is buying a load of books she needs on credit, because she's poor, remember? It's here she meets Sean, whose frat house is right next to her dorm. I wonder what happens at the end. After Professor Hickman's lecture, Katie sees that Tessa doesn't have a textbook, so offers to lend her hers. Tessa's like, thanks, see you later, I've got a date. Later, Professor Hickman tells Katie about a summer fellowship at the University of Florence. For Americans, that's Florence, Italy, not the one in South Carolina. Anyway, Katie would love to go to Florence, but she's too poor. See where this is going?
Yep.
Meet Tessa's sugar daddy, Leo. He's another serious businessman, but it seems business isn't going too well.
Uh-oh.
Tonight, Leo has a friend coming to visit, so he's wondering if one of Tessa's friends can join them for dinner at the Sky House. Tessa's like, unfortunately, Rochelle and irrelevant Sasha are both busy with their own sugar daddies tonight.
Anyone else?
And Tessa's like, well, there was a girl who I met for 5 seconds in class who lent me a book. I see no reason why she wouldn't want to become a prostitute. So Tessa messages Katie and tells her to come over to her apartment to collect the book. When Katie arrives, she's really impressed with the place and sees that Tessa was once on the cover of Euro Couture magazine.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Tess wants to be a model. Katie says she can't come for dinner that evening because Sean from the bookstore has invited her to a frat party. But when she gets there, Sean's drunk.
Are you doing okay?
So that's not gone well. She calls Tessa and agrees to come to the Sky House for the double date and meet Leo's friend James. Katie thinks James is seriously hot. James likes Katie too. He says he wants to see her again. She agrees and then they kiss. The next day, Tessa's complaining to Rochelle that she needs more exposure to advance her modelling career.
Fashion Week's coming up in Paris.
It's a great idea.
I wonder who's going to end up paying for that. Meanwhile, Katie goes back to the bookstore. Sean apologises for puking on her at the party and tells her that her account has been paid in full. And oh look, it was James. Katie goes to see Tessa and she's like, why is James giving me gifts? And Tessa's like, oh yeah, that's part of the arrangement.
Isn't that hooking?
Yes.
She's like, so I'm expected to have sex, am I?
So you wouldn't want to have sex with James?
Yeah, that's a good point. So Katie goes home to think about it. Cut to Sol and Rochelle. This story's really boring, but to sum up, Sol's a really nice guy and wants to help Rochelle get into the business world. Professor Hickman tells Katie that she's been accepted onto the Florence program, but she's going to need $7,000 for flights and accommodation. See where this is going?
James.
So she meets James and he agrees to give her the money. Then he shows her around a furniture shop and then they bang. Apparently this is a thing.
She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I moved on her like a bitch.
The next day, Katie bumps into Sean, who tells her he's found a winter internship.
Where are you doing this?
Congo, Africa.
As opposed to the Congo in South Carolina.
Wow, that's amazing.
But she can't talk for long because James is taking her to an auction. Oh, and he's bought her gifts too. A dress, some shoes and a bag. She's like, James, I can't accept this. And he's like, no, it's fine. At least you don't take it for granted like the other girls.
You do this with other girls too?
Yeah.
But it's okay, she's not too bothered. Later that night, Katie goes out to the Sky House with Tessa, Sasha and Rochelle. They all talk about the stuff they're getting from their sugar daddies. And here comes James. But oh no, here comes Sean. So he knows something's going on.
And why is that?
Because the Sky House is a known meet-up place for sugar daddies and sugar babies. The next day, Leo complains to Tessa about how much of his money she's spending. So she threatens to leave him and he's like, no, don't, I love you. And then they bang. Then we see Rochelle talking to Sol about business. But as I mentioned earlier, this is boring. So cut to an unspecified time later at Tessa's house where Katie's complaining that James hasn't contacted her for ages. And she's sad about this because she really likes him. So she calls him and arranges to meet him. But he can't make it, so he sends his friend to shag her instead.
So that's what Yale buddies do for each other?
Yep. Katie goes home for Thanksgiving and she's bought her dad a birthday present, a chair. He immediately Googles it and sees it costs $1,500.
Well, if we can't make a mortgage payment, I guess I can always sell it.
That's nice, Dad. Her mum's like, where are you getting this money?
I picked up work on the side.
You mean waitressing?
To put it bluntly, no.
And later, her mum goes through her phone and sees that she's on Sugarbabies.com. She's like, Katie, are you a prostitute? And she's like, yeah, well, I wanted to go to Italy. So her parents are really disappointed. Things are even worse for Tessa, though, as Leo has run out of money and blocked her. Good. So she's going to have to find a new sugar daddy. But Katie's like, no, don't. Let's find real love instead. And Tessa's like, no. Cut to Rochelle, who's finally agrees to have sex with Sol. But he gets so excited, he dies.
Oh, no.
So yeah, everything's gone wrong for all of them. Katie sends James all his money back, bins all the gifts he gave her, and decides to go and see Sean from the bookstore. But she finds out he knows she was a sugar baby and gets angry. So she decides to leave college, but then her dad comes over and tells her not to leave college, so she doesn't leave college.
Right.
After winter break, Katie's back and bumps into Sean. He's like, I'm sorry about being so judgmental before the break. I've been balls deep in Congolese prostitutes for the past few weeks, so now I understand. And now they're together. Update on the others. Irrelevant Sasha ended up marrying her sugar daddy. Rochelle was left loads of money in Sol's will. Tessa is still on Sugarbabies.com. And Katie graduates, yeah. And that's the end of the film. So until next time. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. And please consider joining my Patreon. There's a link in the description. Thank you.